There is a way the conversation of land banking should go, right? And there is a way it should not go. I'll start by saying this. Um, when you look at what successful people have done and what has worked for them, then it is a proof that repeating that same pattern can work for you. Right? When we look at the likes of Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, who talks about land banking, how he became rich through land banking. We look at Dr. Stephen Akintayo, who got into land banking and became rich. These are men that are quite successful, and many other of them who are successful through land banking. So, is it a strategy that works? Yes, land banking works. First, we must first establish that fact. But it is a matter of, or it is a conversation of, how should land banking be done? That is the question people are supposed to be asking. How should land banking be done? There is the right way and there is the right mindset to land banking. First, we've been able to establish the fact that it works. It works. But for anything that works, there is the right way to do it. Or there is the right way that somebody has done it for it to have worked. That's where the real conversation or the real question comes in. How should land banking be done? First, people must be able to understand that. Now, first, anybody can do land banking. Matter of fact, everybody should do land banking. Everybody should do land banking. But here's the thing. Land banking, people must first understand that land banking is a long-term investment. I'll break it down even. Land banking is meant to be a future investment. One of the mistakes that people make is they use money that they can't let go for a long time, or particularly money that they need an urgent return or cash flow from, to invest into land banking. So when the land does not appreciate to a great extent over a period of time, they now start feeling bad that their money is being tied down. But the truth that one thing that people are forgetting is that land always appreciates. But there are factors to consider before you do land banking. First, location matters. Such kind of properties, you don't buy them in the heart of town. Dr. Olumide will always say one thing. If you stand in the center of any town, and you look at the left, a property that is just like 30 minutes drive away from where you're standing, to the left, to the right, properties that are just within the heart of where you are standing, are properties that have the potential to grow. Those are good places for you to actually invest. That's how he will put it. So, land will always appreciate, but location matters. Many people go to buy in locations that don't yet have the potential to grow anytime soon. Mind you, there are properties that will appreciate in 2 years. There are others that will take 5 years. There are others that will take 10 years. The question is, are you patient enough? There are people that should do land banking. For example, newly wedded couples that just got married or wedded, that are hoping to have kids, let's say, that are hoping to have kids in the future, let's say, or they're hoping to fend for the need of their kids in the future, like, let's say 5 to 7 years time, when their kids are now in tertiary institutions and they want a system that can actually generate money for them and all that. I know of 2 families like that. that are my clients, the investment they made is they just put their money into land banking and they just forgot about it. Then that thing is it's going to be strategic for them later on because the location they bought, the location they bought is actually a prime location. That I can tell, that anybody can tell when they see that this thing it will only take 5 years. And another thing again that people should also note when it comes to land banking is if you're doing land banking, give it a minimum of 5 years. Yes. If you're doing land banking, give it a minimum of 5 years. 5 years should be the minimum for the right land banking investment strategy. 5 years. And one of the mistakes that people make is they carry the money they actually need returns from to do this thing. And it should not be done that way. It should not. If you need an urgent cash flow system, take the money and invest into a business that can be giving you cash flow in 2 months. You don't land bank with such kind of money. So it's not a question of does land banking work? It is a question of how should I do land banking? That's how the question should go. Land banking works.